everybody. I'm going to read a couple books today, and then I want us to discuss some similarities and differences with them. So the first book is going to be Kitten's First Full Moon by Kevin Henkes, and then the other one is How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers. So let's start with the first book, and then we'll go from there. Kitten's First Full Moon by Kevin Henkes. It was Kitten's first full moon. When she saw it, she thought, there's a little bowl of milk in the sky, and she wanted it. So she closed her eyes and stretched her neck and opened her mouth and licked. But Kitten only ended up with a bug on her tongue. Poor Kitten. Still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. So what is the bowl of milk? The moon, right? So she pulled herself together and wiggled her bottom and sprang from the top step of the porch. But Kitten only tumbled, bumping her nose and banging her ear and pinching her tail. Poor Kitten. Still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. So she chased it down the sidewalk, through the garden, past the field and by the pond, but Kitten never seemed to get closer. Poor Kitten. Still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. So she ran to the tallest tree she could find, and she climbed and climbed and climbed to the very top. But Kitten still couldn't reach the bowl of milk, and now she was scared. Poor Kitten, what could she do? Then, in the pond, Kitten saw another bowl of milk, and it was bigger. What a night. So what do you notice? A bigger bowl of milk, but really, what is this? The reflection of the water from the moon. So she raced down the tree and raced through the grass and raced to the edge of the pond. She leaped with all her might. Poor Kitten. She was wet and sad and tired and hungry. So she went back home. And there was a great big bowl of milk on the porch, just waiting for her. Lucky Kitten. So I like this story. It's a pretty simple story, but I thought it was cute how there's a pretty big message, and the kitten kept trying to work for that bowl of milk. Right? And even though there was a reflection, she eventually got a bowl of milk, so it all worked out. So now let's go to the second book. This is How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers. So as I'm reading this, try to find some similarities to the Kitten book, and if there is anything that you notice. Once there was a boy, and the boy loved stars very much. Every night, the boy watched the stars from his window and wished he had one of his very own. He dreamed of how the star would be his friend. They would play hide and go seek and take long walks together. The boy decided he would try to catch one. He thought that getting up early in the morning would be best, because then the star would be tired from being in the sky all night. The next day he set out at sunrise, but he could not see a star anywhere, so he sat down and waited for one to appear. And he waited, and he waited, and ate lunch. And waited. And after dinner, he waited some more. Finally, just before the sun was about to go away, he saw a star. The boy tried to jump up and grab it, but he could not jump high enough. So, very carefully, he climbed to the top of the tallest tree he could find, but the star was still way out of reach. He thought he might lasso the star with the life preserver from his father's bow, but it was much too heavy for him to carry. If only he could fly up in a spaceship and just grab the star, but the only spaceship he owned was made of paper and it didn't fly well at all. Perhaps he could get a seagull to help him fly up into the sky to reach his star. But the only seagull he could find didn't want to help. The boy worried he would never catch a star. Just then he noticed something floating in the water. It was the prettiest star he had ever seen, just a baby star. It must have fallen from the sky. So does this remind you of anything from Kitten's first full moon? Yeah, the reflection of the water. So this has a reflection of a star, whereas in the Kitten's first full moon, it was the reflection of the moon. He tried to fish it out with his hands. But when the boy reached out to touch the star, it just rippled through his fingers. Now the boy was sad, but in his heart, the wish just wouldn't give up. Slowly, he began walking home. And that's when he saw it, washed up on the bright golden sand. The boy had caught a star of his very own. Isn't that cute? So, what similarities did you notice in both of these books? So one thing, just thinking of, obviously, the boy with the star, he was trying to get that star, whereas the kitten in this was trying to get that milk. So if you think about the characteristics of the boy and the cat, were they both very determined? I would say absolutely. So they both had something that they wanted, and they were working, trying to get it, right? So one or another similarity is just from the pictures, you can see the reflection of the star in the water and the reflection of the moon in the water. And then at the end, with both objects, the bowl of milk and the star, did they both end up getting what they wanted to get? But did the boy actually get the star from the sky that he wanted? And what did he get? Yeah, it was actually a starfish. So we won't tell the boy that, but it wasn't actually the star in the sky that he got. It was actually a starfish. But it was neat that it was the same shape, right? And then the kitten thought the moon was a bowl of milk. So did the kitten really get the bowl of milk that was the moon, kind of like the star? The cat didn't, or the kitten didn't, right? But she ended up getting a bowl of milk. So really, did they both end up getting what they wanted in the end? even though it really wasn't what they were first searching for. So anyway, and if there are any other similarities you can think of, please share them with me. And then, of course, differences too. There are some pretty basic ones, like a boy and a kitten, or you can think of some bigger ones as well. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll talk soon.